Okay, Scott, first and foremost, can we talk about this view?
I know, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, we were just sitting here having a coffee after training before and we're just contemplating whether or not you could ski here in the summer, but it looks superb. Almost like a postcard, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Amazing. So it looked like quite an intense session this morning, even though there were different groups. Obviously, after the game, can you explain what happened, how much rest time's involved, that kind of thing?
This morning was basically to load the players physically in a football-specific way. This afternoon we'll individualise their programs. We'll have the guys in the pool doing some dynamic flexibility, guys in the gym doing some individual prevention work as well, and then manual therapy with the medical staff as well. So this afternoon's more of a deload when it comes to actually football-specific stuff and more individual prevention work.
Obviously, it's quite a long time, a 5-day period, even though Friday we'll be travelling. What do you get out of a week like this? How much work do you do on tactical things? How much do you do talking to the players and kind of going through videos? You were chatting to me about that earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important to come away and have the team together as well, integrate the new players. So Costa Rica, we achieved that as well, but this is a continuation, and the pre-season's really shifted now from a perspective of fitness, and now it's really stepping into the technical and tactical things. The coaching staff sat down this afternoon, we've reviewed all of the defending sort of shape and organisation, the goals conceded over the last 3 or 4 games, and that was quite a productive meeting for us, because now we'll sit down with the team tonight and we'll be able to review it as a team and discuss it openly, and then tomorrow morning that focus will be a defending session, and then, as I said, the last 3 weeks, the pre-season, will really lead into the sort of preparation from that perspective, i.e. the manager's football philosophy.
This really is an intensive period. Obviously in Costa Rica there were the 3 games, so there'd be a lot of rest time and downtime, whereas this, I've seen the schedule, it's incredibly intensive. Every day there is some kind of physical work for all of the players, including the gym work and the pool work that you do.
Yeah. Well, the focus in Costa Rica essentially was purely games. That was the idea. So we never really loaded the players externally to the games. So with 3 games, every player played at least 60 minutes, and that was the idea. So the focus objectively was game stimulus. Now with no game, no game against any competition apart from ourselves, we will plan an 11v11 game throughout the week at some to put the defending and attacking sort of principles in context for these guys. But certainly 2-3 sessions a day, working hard. Now I'm not saying 2 or 3 fitness sessions a day or even technical sessions, but working at the hotel, individual prevention sessions, football, and obviously meetings as well, reinforcing how we're going to play this year and the principles.
And for those of us that don't know, obviously players come back, they play in different positions. How similar is the level of training and intensity? Are they all the same fitness level? I mean, how does that work?
We continually measure them throughout the summer, so actually last week was a download week for us in terms of our training stimulus and how we sort of periodise the loading. Last week we spent a lot of time testing the players energy system wise, so we reviewed them aerobically, anaerobically, so now we've actually been able to plot where they are on the graph. Now that's this trip, that's how we'll work on things. If I need any specific work specific to where I fall on that graph or that plot, we'll then actually specify that individualised work. So this is the best thing about it, we can actually now go to the end, rather than treat everyone the same, we can really work upon putting small groups together in these football sessions and getting that stimulus we need to actually catch up or decrease people's workload as well. That's the idea, because some players have played more minutes than others at this period of time, so they're actually getting deloaded. They'll spend more time doing prevention work because they're ahead of the schedule, but the rest that haven't played, we'll continually ramp them up through this week, and they'll be the guys actually working the hardest. But we're enjoying it as well. We ride to work, we ride to the training session every morning, so that's a pretend session essentially, but that's quite good as well. It's almost like a fitness session without them even knowing about it, So.
It's called sports science, but there really is a science behind everything that's done. But isn't it? I mean, it's important that you have fun as well. I mean, that bike ride this morning looked like there was a lot of competition coming back. I know that.
Yeah, well, that's the ironic thing that we coming back's meant to be an active recovery type sort of situation, but it never is with these guys. They always want to leave before you, get there before you, get back before you. That's a good thing. It's a good thing, but it's carnage as well when you've got the manager watching people going flying off, and he wants a structured, organised, disciplined thing, and you've got 3 or 4 players competing to get home quicker than each other. I don't know why, but they just do. So. Okay.
Footballers, they have to compete, it's in their blood. And Mesca, do we think Mesca will actually be able to ride a bike by the end of this week?
I wouldn't trust him. What a kid. He's an amazing kid. Everyone in the first team loves him. Maybe it's via his naivety, but his sense of humour and the way he leads by example in terms of how he just plays. I think in this trip he's played maybe 2.5 to 3 games now. He's developed. He's been with the first team the longest out of those young senior pros, and we saw him in Switzerland last year really develop. Unfortunately got injured, and now he's really stepped on. So fingers crossed for him. Hopefully he makes his debut this year, and I think he will.
Well, thanks for talking to us. It's really insightful.
No problem. Thank you very much.